Hello, welcome to Board Deck and Dice. I'm Shirley McBiscuit, author of the sex education series, This Is How We Do It Now. Today I'm going to be doing another Hot Plays. I'm just giving it different names every time, which is where I give you my first impressions of some games that I've played, because a lot of my reviews are on Zatu at the minute and I've been starting twitching, so I'm going to experiment with this kind of first plays thing. I will talk briefly about Truffle Shuffle. My full review of that is going up on Zatu. Ultimately, Truffle Shuffle was a disappointment for me because mainly because of the heritage and the expectation I have from this team of designers and publishers. So it's from the kind of people, some of the people connected to Flat Out Games. I love Point Salad, I love Calico, and Truffle Shuffle just didn't do it for me because of the rather vanilla set collection added to the setup for each round, which was just a little bit too long and boring for a game of this weight and length. Next, I want to talk about Super Fantasy Brawl. I've played this already enough times where I couldn't review it. I must have played it, I don't know, like going on to double figures at least. I haven't tried all the champions yet. I haven't tried all the final champions. I'm pretty sure in prototype form or in this form I've played most of them. I absolutely love Super Fantasy Brawl. It is definitely up there with God tier for my favourite skirmish game, and Unmatched. I prefer it to Unmatched. Do I prefer it to God tier then? That's an interesting question. Maybe I'll do a skirmish game top whatever. But Super Fantasy Brawl, if you don't know, you take 3 heroes and then they each come with a set of 6 cards. You smash those together to make your deck, and then you're playing them to take out the other team, but also there are trophies that can be won, and you only need to win 5, so it plays super quick. The setup is super quick, quicker than something like God tier, where similarly you're taking 3 champions and they don't even have decks, they've just got their powers. But this is all done through cards and not through dice. So you kind of are building these combos, you're making decisions about whether you use a power called Keep, which lets you put one of the cards from your hand on top of your deck because you discard everything at the end of your go and you'll be taking it back. And you have this clever system where you've got a potential of 3 actions each go, red action, yellow action and blue action. Now these relate to some basic actions you can take, one for each of the colours and then one that is for all 3 of the colours can do, or the cards that you can play. Each character has 1 card which is a reaction, which can be used off turn to protect against an attack, but you have to flip the token, so on your turn you'll only get 2 actions. It's really clever. The game seems really swingy in that you can go 4-0 up, but then the other person just comes right back in it because they've been planning this turn, and it always feels close to me because of that, and not at all swingy actually. So I love Super Fantasy Brawl, highly recommended from me. I probably could do a review on it, and I might very well do, but I'm just throwing it in this video for now. The other good one that I've played that I want to talk about is Dwellings of Eldervale. Wow. If ever there were a mashup of thematic and Euro games that works, it would be this, and I really feel that this game was made for someone like me. So I love the Euro games. I don't mind no theme, I don't mind if it's dry, I don't even mind if it's brown. I mean, I can play, it's the mechanics that get me, and I like to make up my own story within that. I don't actually like too much narration and world building all the time. Sometimes I really like it. I'm really enjoying Tainted Grail, for example. However, my kind of preference is for ones where my imagination is used rather than I'm reading stuff. And Dwellings of Eldervale, I keep calling it Everdell. Dwellings of Eldervale, it combines worker placement, really simple worker placement that's almost would be too simple if it were the only thing. Pendulum, looking at you. But it combines it with this really neat engine building, and it's the type of worker placement where on your turn you're either placing out or returning your workers, but when you return them after the first couple of turns, you will probably have cards that you can activate as those workers are returning home, which forms your engine. You will have 4 score tracks that you're going up on, elemental tracks, that will multiply your scores for dwellings and for cards. And the dwellings are really neat because they're little plastic roofs that sit on top of the workers. So to build a dwelling, which is one of the ways you win the game and one of the best ways to get points, you have to sacrifice a worker, therefore you have less actions on your go. Really clever, really elegant. I absolutely love it. Up there for one of my games of 2020 with Super Fantasy Brawl, if I'm honest. So good times there. Lastly, talk about Troy's dice or Trois dice. Roll and write based on Trois, which is one of my favourite games. Overall, like it. Very solo. In fact, I played it like 10 times solo almost straight away, trying to get my score better. The randomness of the dice is kind of mitigated quite a lot by things you can do, but ultimately you're only ever going to have 16 actions, and that is the big limit. I miss from the big board game, I miss the secret goals that everyone scores and the kind of bluffery around that, and I miss the interaction of stealing people's dice. And I almost wish that there was something in here where you could actually take a dice that someone else wanted, but give them something for it. I do think they missed a trick there because that's really at the heart of Troy's the board game. I think what they've kind of simulated is the cards and the events, and they've simulated those really well. Obviously, it's not the variety of the cards, but there's some really clever actions here about how you score. And you can do loads of stuff and then suddenly realise that you haven't activated enough scoring things. You can trigger off some really big combos, and it isn't until your 3rd or 4th game, or if you play with someone who's played before, that you really start to understand that. So I do like it, and if I hadn't played Troy's or Trois, I think I might like it more. I think my kind of reticence, my hesitation is because I love the source material. So there we go. Thanks very much for watching Board Deck and Dice. Do come and find us on Twitch, Board Deck and Dice, all one word. We haven't been we've taken a little break this week while we work out what we do with our schedule, but we're doing video games and we're going to start to do some board games on there as well. And I will also be appearing on the Zatu Twitch stream, Zatu Games, quite a lot. So check that out as well. Thanks very much for watching. See you now.